Your ideas help move this country. You are the American Innovator.
Hi everyone, Paul Akers, and welcome back to the American Innovator. You know, every 30 days, a significant opportunity passes in front of every human being. The question is, are you awake? Well, last week I was traveling down to Phoenix on business and then over to San Diego to see my mom and a little more business over there, and then up to San Francisco, a little more business there, and then back home to Bellingham. And in between that trip, I got a phone call. And on the other line was Bill Prymak, one of my good friends and mentors, about 86 years old, just an amazing guy. I met him because he flies the same kind of plane that I fly. We've been friends for about 10 years. I've had amazing journeys with him. He invited me first to go down to the Bahamas, where Leanne and I went down there, and we just had a great time down to Pittstown, Crooked Island, very remote place down in the middle of nowhere, just off the coast of Cuba. And we've been there many times with Bill, and he really opened my eyes up to world traveling and really the access that our kind of plane gives to you. And so Bill has just made me appreciate traveling and meeting different people, because Bill knows obviously a lot of people. And I've met a lot of great people and had a lot of great friends as a result of Bill. So Bill was a very successful concrete contractor up in Aspen and Steamboat Springs, built the actual concrete footings for all the Aspen gondola that goes up there. And he has a home up there, and he's invited me to go up many times, and I've been up there with my wife skiing, and we just had a great time. You've seen some of the videos that I've done on the American Innovator. And Bill has just been a very important part of my life because he's older and wiser, and I like to listen to older and wiser people, frankly, because younger people bore me, and I'm going to be honest with you about that. So I've always made it part of my hedgehog. My purpose, or one of my goals, is to rub shoulders with older and wiser people. And Bill is one of those individuals. So Bill calls me on the phone and he says, "Paul, do you believe in spontaneity? Do you believe spontaneity is the key to life?" And I go, "Well, Bill, you know I do. You know, you called me and asked me many times to go many places, and I've always been Johnny on the spot and got right there in the plane and flew down." He goes, "Well, how would you like to go fishing in 2 days in Saskatoon up to Dory Lake?" And I said, "Well, sure. How long?" And he says, "Well, 3 days. I just have an extra room for you. If you'd like to come up, go ahead and come on up, and I'll take you to world-class fishing." Well, you know, I can't turn down an opportunity like that. It's just so unusual. You don't get those kinds of offers all the time. And to be with Bill would be a good experience, because then again, the mentoring process can continue. And indeed it did. But I tell you, this trip is funnier than most. You're going to see some of the crazy things Bill does. Bill is really a capable guy. He just quit flying just a little while ago, but up to a couple of years ago, he was still flying his plane. He's adventured all over the world. He's a great scuba diver, just done a lot of things really well. Bill has taught me a lot of great things, and one of the most important concepts Bill has taught me is this one. Number one, the key to life is to work hard, to know your product, to pay attention to details, and know your competition. That's what Bill has been driving into my brain for the last 10 years, because I want to know how he became so successful that he could afford to fly his own plane and travel all over the world and do the things he gets to do. So there you go. Some words of wisdom from Bill Prymak. Work hard, pay attention to detail, know your product, and know your competition, right from Bill Prymak. Anyways, so needless to say, I flew up to Dory Lake. We had a great time, and you're going to see some of the funny clips because Bill is hysterical. And I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but vacationing with older people, that's a little bit different. So you got to be a little malleable, if you will, or a little adjust a little bit. So you're going to see some of the funny things that Bill did with me, like when I got into the cabin, he says, "Paul, how's your blood pressure?" Whips out the blood pressure cuff, and they all put their blood pressure cuff on because Bill has brought a friend of his who's about 84, 85, Bob, and he's just a great guy too. And so what old people do when they're hanging out is take their blood pressure. Well, I got into that routine. It was humorous as could be. And then when we had a little downtime, Bill pulls out his one-armed bandit. He brings an electronic little gambling machine with him. It is hysterical. I have never laughed so hard in my whole life. Old people are very, very funny and very smart and very wise. So enjoy these clips from up to Dory Lake just last week with Bill Prymak and Bob, his good friend, and hopefully you find him as humorous as I did. I had a great time. But the important thing is we didn't catch a single fish, and Bill has never been skunked, nor has Bob. They've been going up there for 16 years and 26 years respectively. And it's just funny, wherever I go, I'm a bad fisherman. I jinx everybody, so it's kind of my little thing. And now I've got to the point where I think I'm going to start gambling and betting on myself that we won't catch anything. I can make some money off of this thing, you know? Everywhere I go, it doesn't matter. Everyone invites me, go to Mexico, go to Alaska. Nothing. Anyways, enjoy this week's American Innovator.
Hello, good morning.
Right,
Let's
the
go.
camera's in front of you, Bill.
Good morning.
Bill, look up.
Oh, good morning.
Here's the camera right there.
Wake up, blue
And look at
sky.
these glasses. Where'd you get those mod glasses?
I'm
Bill?
a Hollywood movie star.
Sat around the room and with a bunch of old, old codgers here. And you know what they do for fun? They take our blood pressure. We're all, camera's in front of you, Bill. Look up.
I've been here for 28 years.
28 years.
I own the... Oh, nothing.
The whole time I'm thinking it's vacationing with these old people. This is really different, but hey, I adapt, no problem. So we're out on the lake. The weather gets really bad. We haven't caught a single thing. We've been out there since 2 o'clock. I say, Bob, how many times have you been here? 16 times. You catch fish every time? Oh yeah, every time. Never got skunked. Bill, how many times have you been here? 26 times. Been coming here since 1970. Bill, you always catch fish? Absolutely. Big fish. Big fish everywhere we go. I don't know what's going on. I go, you know what, you guys? I've concluded 2 things about this trip and about vacationing with older people. Number 1 is you guys are really patient. And number 2, fishermen are liars.
Okay, come on.
What are you doing in here?
Gambling.
Okay, so we're in the filleting room. Of course, we didn't catch anything. But we're going to go in and see what the other guys caught. Remember, I'm vacationing with old guys. All right, so here we are. This is Val. And Val is filleting fish right here. Of course, we didn't catch any. Look at those things. These are northern pikes, right?
Yes.
Wow. Look how quick you are at that. That's fast.
Just
Let's see if this guy's got a bad attitude.
I think he's still
Oh,
partially.
he's pissed. Look at that, man. Whoa, look at that one. That's a big one. Wow, about 4 or 5 pounds.
This one will be right around.
Oh, gosh, that hurt. Easy. You're gonna give me a headache. Whoa! And how's the blood pressure?
Blood pressure is 105/65. I'm gonna live.
We can't fish. Okay, so it's just raining like crazy. So what they do is they sit around and they gamble on their electronic bandit and they take each other's blood pressure.
Don't laugh. It ain't funny. It's gonna happen to you. I'm old enough to have you call me daddy.
They take blood pressure and they gamble. These guys.
What else did they do?
Well, there you have it, another crazy episode of the American Innovator. You know, every week it's a little bit different. This week it's vacationing with old codgers up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. We just had a great time at Dory Lake. Hopefully you got a kick out of meeting my good friend Bill Prymak and his friend Bob. We certainly had a great time, and I thought I'd share it with the rest of the world what vacationing with old codgers is all about. See you next week on the American Innovator.
The American Innovator has been brought to you by FastCap. To hear more, just go to theamericaninnovator.com.